What's up, everybody? It's been a long month and I have missed you so. And I am so excited to introduce today's guest speaker. We are about to have some fun. I know y'all are so shocked that we started this thing on time. I think I'm just going to start booking an extra hour, Dr. Gray, because I really need that time to chit chat with all of my guest presenters. And Dr. Gray and I were having the best conversation. And I was like, oh, we got to hit the go live button. So I am super excited because he is a first-time presenter. And I had the amazing pleasure of meeting Dr. Gray from my dear friend, Dr. Fab Mancini. And whenever Dr. Mancini says, you've got to meet this person, you're absolutely going to love them. I mean, he's 100% of the time he's right. And he was totally right about Dr. Gray. He has an incredible background. He is a serial entrepreneur, my favorite kind of people, a chiropractor. So, I mean, that makes him doubly great in my book. He built and sold a successful practice in Ohio. He has practices in Florida. He is very focused on delivering the best care out of his clinics, as well as connecting patients to the best doctors in the country to relieve pain through quality patient marketing. And he is about to drop some amazing knowledge on us today about marketing. We had a fun conversation about that. He's been featured on NBC, ABC, and Lifetime Television. He is the author of Good Back, Bad Back, the 10 Things Women Must Know to Eliminate Pain and Look and Feel Younger. I mean, does that not sound fabulous? And he has presented over 850 lectures on health, pain relief, and natural healing. He is a graduate from my all-time favorite school, which I am not bashful about, Logan. It's because I've not visited all of them, and I do love a lot of colleges, but I've been to Logan the most, and they let me play with everything, which is a scary thought. That could be its own webinar one day. But enough about that. He is fabulous. You're going to love him. Make sure you provide that feedback at the end. You know I love it. But I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Scot Gray. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Christy. Really appreciate it. Really excited to share this information with you. So I will do the screen share and get this thing going here. So what I'm going to share with you guys today is really the things that I've learned throughout the years, 15 years of being in practice and building practices all over the country, helping other docs do it. And we're going to talk about marketing success in the new normal. Obviously, a lot's changed since a year and a half ago. And I gave this presentation actually at this beautiful place we see there at the Broadmoor for Dr. Mancini's event. And when he saw it, he said, "Scott, you got to share this with as many docs as possible to really show them how to market in their practice." So we're going to, without further ado, get this thing started. And I'm going to start with the video. So Christy, let's play that first video.
That's not good.
Oh, I don't need this. I'm already late.
Somebody will come. Anybody out there?
Do you have a phone?
No. Sorry. Somebody! Hello? There are two people stuck on an escalator and we need help. Now, would somebody please do something?
Help!
I don't believe this. You gotta be kidding me.
I'm gonna cry.
No, well, there's not enough left to do, is there?
Hello? Hey, don't worry about it. I'll fix it in a second.
He said he can fix it. All right. All right. That's more like it. He says he can fix it.
All right. Let's go. I'll go ahead and share my screen now here, Christy. All right, here we go. So the reason I show that video is because there's a lot of people in chiropractic and any kind of private practice that sometimes they get stuck, right? They feel stuck. And literally, if they just had one little piece of information to know exactly how to get out of it, right? If they just knew they could just walk up the stairs, the escalator when it's broken, they're good to go. But it's all about information. It's knowledge, knowing what you can do next. So we're going to go through that today and give you 3 behaviors to boost your marketing and give you those steps so that you can dominate your market as a trusted brand. So here's how we're going to do it. First of all, we're going to talk about setting yourself up to convert more leads. A lot of people just talk about getting more leads. We're going to talk about before that. How do you set yourself up so that the conversion is super easy when you get those leads? So it's something that not a lot of people talk about. You're really going to love that. And then omnipresence. We're going to talk about building a trusted brand by getting out in front of people, showing people that you're all over the place. We're going to get into what omnipresence is, what it looks like, how you do it, how much it costs, that kind of thing. And then we're going to talk about what we call edutainment, right? So education through entertainment. Edutainment is content to attract, convert, and create monthly recurring revenue. That's what MRR is. So we're going to go through those things today. We're going to give you really, this is a marketing, honestly, like a high level class that we're going to do in a really short amount of time. You'll have the recording so you can go back to it because there's probably going to be things, images on the screen that you're going to want to look at. We've got a lot of information in here, but we're going to do one more quick video leading into our first point and setting yourself up to convert more leads. So let's watch this quick video with the Fockers here. So go ahead there, Christy.
Man. Nice one, nurse. Glenn, come here. You got to rush the net on defense. Don't be afraid of the ball.
No, it's Greg.
Huddle up, team. Huddle up. Come on.
Greg, not Glenn. Greg is afraid of the ball.
Come on. Well, this is unacceptable.
Got to go for the ball.
Here's what we got to do. We're getting cream, people.
Well, Florence Nightingale over here play a little defense.
Larry, I missed one shot.
That was a big shot.
Mark, yeah. Keep floating where you are. You're doing great. Right. Denny, take the deep shots. Okay. Greg, nobody's expecting much out of you, so if I set you up with the ball, you think you can jump up and spike it?
No. Yeah, I'd have to be pretty high, but yeah.
I bet you would, Panama Red. All right, everybody look sharp. Greg,
push.
Hey, come on! All right, come on!
Let's go. Come on!
Nice play. Thanks, Jack. Fired up there, Fockers. Yes, sir. Greg. Honey, God! Oh, no! What the hell's the matter with you?
All right, that's good. Thanks, Christy. I love that movie. All right, so we're sharing the screen again now. Now let me just make sure it's on screen share. Give me 1 second here. Make sure you guys can see.
We can't, it's just your video, so you'll have to hit the click.
Okay. I'm hitting the button at the top, the screen share. It's not doing it. Let me try it another time here. It's not wanting to share my screen. Let me try something different. I'm going to try to share the other screen of mine. It's not wanting to do it. Let me hit a couple buttons. Sorry, guys.
Which is crazy because we tested this thing several times.
So yeah, it worked great a few minutes ago, didn't it? Turn screen share on. It is not wanting me.
Well, we can do this one, but it's just not going to let you. Here, I can do the share slides like this.
Okay. Yeah.
And you can click that next button at the bottom. It just isn't going to have any animations or anything.
No worries. This is perfect. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Christy. Okay. So All right, so let's go back to that, the set and the spike, right? You can't spike something unless someone sets it up to you. And there's typically a missing piece between when someone gets a lead and when that consultation happens. It's why so many people get bad leads. It's why the lead doesn't work out. And a couple guys that I've spent a lot of money with and asked to train me, Kevin Nations and Kevin Hutto, two guys that are huge in the lead gen space in healthcare, they talked about it as the secret handshake. And so you have to set up a consultation like a setter sets up the volleyball to spike it, right? And we call it the close, or just a conversion, right? How do we get someone in so that we can tell them about chiropractic and our practice and what we do, how we can help them? So let's talk about that set phase. What does that look like? Here's what you want to do in your office. You want to have these three things. First of all, have an origin story. So that origin story is to get them to know you, right? What was the problem? How and why did you solve it, right? So this is, when I was younger, I had this issue and I had this problem and no medical doctor could fix it. And, I started to go to a chiropractor and discovered, oh my gosh, there's this amazing thing that can help me. And I want to help other people the same way. So know you. Why did you get into chiropractic? Why do you do what you do? Why are you in the town that you're in? Like, get them information so that they can know you. Literally, so when that lead comes in, you are doing this right away. You're doing this before they do anything as far as any kind of service or even talk to you. They're getting emails to know and understand you. So the next thing is credibility. So that's using case studies. I used a book. You can have articles you've written, interviews you've done. Have you done interviews on TV, on the radio, a podcast? What associations are you part of? These are all things that you want to build that trust with that person before they come in. So you share these things. So it's testimonials, it's articles, it's the interviews. You're putting all that and information that goes out to them before they come to your office, right? So we get them to know you, get them to trust you, and then connection. Humanize yourself, right? I think that nowadays, people don't like people that are sitting up in the ivory tower, right? They don't want that doctor that's saying, I'm better than you, and so and so and so on. Show you're a normal person, right? Show that you, what you like to do with your family, hobbies you like to enjoy, right? So we get them to like you. Like, this is an example, one of my buddies that I'll actually be with them tomorrow in Boston, but he's got a company called UMZU. And he talks about this whole story. If you look at his story, he's got a YouTube video to show it. And then on their page, they've got the whole story. So they build that relationship and that trust with the person. And they've been able to scale this company to a very, very, very large company. And you may look at this and be like, oh, I don't want to do that or have a YouTube video. This is a very large company. And the more personal, that doesn't really even look that professional. Just got a jacket on and a hoodie. You want to do something in the effect of bonding with them and letting them know that you're normal. So that credibility, you just have to think about this. What's the first thing they're going to do after they sign up for as a lead, right? So they see a Facebook ad, a Google ad, a newspaper, a TV, whatever you're doing, and then they sign up. So what are they doing? What's on your name after you're Googled, right? So when they Google you, do you have a lot of reviews? Do you have no reviews? How do you look next to the competition in your marketplace? Do you need to focus on getting more reviews? Is private or personal stuff coming up? I've seen some docs that we've worked with. We'll go to their Facebook page, and I'm not friends with them, and I can see all this personal stuff of them partying and doing crazy stuff, and it's like, who's going to want to go to that office when they see those things? So what's on your profiles? What's out there in front of the public? Is it good things that build credibility or things that take credibility away? So you want to be really, really cognizant of that. I think a lot of times this is why people will sign up for something, then they dig a little bit and they're like, maybe I don't want to go there. You have to get stuff out there so that your credibility is just like, oh my gosh, they're everywhere. Everyone's talking about them. And this was something we did when we had a stem cell office. We don't have this anymore because of changes with FDA and everything. But what we did is I would send out pictures of me and my wife, us at Disney, me at Disney with my kids, because I love Disney. And it's just, that's just who I am, right? I get them to know me and trust me. And so what we're doing here is we're actually putting out case studies, right? Do you have testimonials? If you look here, you can see this email is about knee pain. The next email is going to be about shoulder pain, and then fibromyalgia, and then all these different things. So we're letting them know that all those things that you fix, right? All those things you fix: back pain, knee pain, headaches, whatever it may be. Send out emails specifically with case studies about those things and let them know that those are coming, because you want to connect with them. You don't know if they came in for neck pain, back pain, whatever it is, but it may be one of your core 6 things that you're treating. Make sure that you have something for every one of those, and that they're getting them very fast, because they're out there looking for relief. And the quicker you can get them this information, you set yourself up as the authority. That's the big thing here, setting yourself up as the authority, because everyone out there is talking. You just have to have a better case, get them to know, like, and trust you. And you've got to do it fast, right? You cannot wait to do this. It should be done right after they request information or sign up. Automatic text, email, these things going right out to that person when they sign up. Don't expect them to drop what they're doing 3 days later to talk with you. So they're going to search other things. They're going to find someone else. They're going to read another ad. They're going to do other things. You have to get in front of them and get your story there first and quickly, and get them engaging with something immediately. If you wait, consumption goes way down. So whether that's watching a video testimonial, filling out a survey, any of those types of things, filling out some information, more information about your office, these are all things that you can do at the beginning. And so, and I apologize for talking so fast, you guys. I just want to get through this. You guys can go back to the recording. I usually don't like to talk this fast, but I got a lot of stuff to get to. So this was an MIT study done. You can look up the link there at the top. But at the very bottom, check this out. The odds of contacting a lead, if called 5 minutes versus 30 minutes, drops 100 times. So there's so many people that they're not responding that fast to their leads. Oh yeah, I called them. You know, the lead came in, called them 45 minutes later. Well, you're 100 times less likely to ever contact them if you did it over 5 minutes. So is your team doing it that fast, right? So you got to be on top of it. And the odds that you actually qualify them in 5 minutes versus 30 minutes drops 21 times. So these are huge numbers. And this is specifically for online leads that you're looking at here. That's what that study was on. So you've got to be able to get back to them fast and get them tons of information. So the next thing we're jumping into is omnipresence, and that's talking about being everywhere, and that's how you build a brand, right? So actually, one of my favorite books right here that I'm looking at about brand building, and really the whole thing is about being in front of people and looking like you're the biggest. Whether you are or not, it doesn't matter. You can look like you're the biggest. And there's this thing that happens in people's minds. After 120 messages from you, it will bypass normal filters, and trust is increased. So your content becomes 10 times more valuable because they start to trust you. So the more messages you can get in front of people, all of a sudden it's kind of like, oh, I see them everywhere. And you've got that trust that you are someone that is in an authority position. And there's something called the illusory truth effect. I don't know if you've heard of it. You can Google it later. Don't do it now. But the illusory truth effect is the fact that this is a phenomenon that's true. And we've seen this over the last year and a half, 2 years. And that is, if something is said enough times, over and over and over again, if they just keep saying it, whether it's true or not, people will start to believe it. Okay? So it's a natural phenomenon. And that's why if you could just pound your message and what you do, it literally will short circuit in the brain to appear to them as truth, and they'll start to accept it. So you've got to stay in front of people with your message as many times as possible. And so you want to know exactly who you're going after, right? So in this, we're going to show a quick video here about what we call target marketing. So let's go ahead and start that next video there, Christy.
Nou, dit is dus de huiskamer. En dan komen we hier bij de slaapkamer. Oh ja. Met...
All right, I love that. So that's talking about target market, right? So when you look at a target market, you know, we've got to know exactly what to say to someone, right? What do we say? How do we say it? very, very important. So we'll bring that back up here. Cool. Great. Thanks, Christy. And so what we did, I actually went and worked with a guy, a really high-up marketing guy, literally paid him $15,000 to reverse engineer our clients and find out who it is. So what we found out is we found this person called Knee Pain Nancy, right? This is the person we're going after. And so this is going to change how you talk to them. If you know Nancy's a U.S. female, 45 plus, she's married, has grandchildren, retired or works, a trade, earns 50 to 80,000 a year. And we know, look at the brands they like. Lifetime Channel, Fox News, Hallmark, right? So could you talk to them about something going on like, oh, the Hallmark Christmas movies are coming back on? That's going to connect with our customer. We can say that in an email because we know that they're going to like it, right? Or something about a Lifetime movie or aspirations, right? Travel. We can talk about travel. We can talk about playing golf. We can talk about pickleball, all these things they do. And so we dig down to that level so that when we do an email, when we do any kind of correspondence, we know exactly what they're thinking about. We know what they're talking about, what they like, what they want to see, what they want to read about. And then also look at the shops they go to. Look at the sites they go to. Now you know where to advertise, right? Now you know where your target market is. And I'm not saying this isn't specifically the chiropractic demographic. This is a big part of it. But you can reverse engineer. That's something that we do, is reverse engineer people to find exactly who that target market is. And you can do that in your practice. And then you know exactly how to talk to them, what to say. It's very, very important to do this, because if you're just talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. You've got to know who you're talking to and think about them when you do this. And so what we did is we started with an empathy map. So we use this exercise to mirror words that they're thinking and saying, showing that we really know their struggle, right? So look up there. What are your customers saying? And so this is when we were doing stem cells. They want to avoid knee replacement surgery. They couldn't walk, and now I can, right? So they were tired, they're exhausted, discouraged. They want to know if it'll work for them. So these are all questions we're going to answer. These are things we're going to address in every type of correspondence, a post on Facebook, an ad on Google. We're going to talk about this, right? What are they hearing? They're going to hear, hey, lose weight and your knee pain will go away. Well, we have to address that, right? We're going to write an article why losing weight may keep you in pain for the rest of your life, or some kind of interesting headline that gets them to read it and talk about, look, if there's degeneration, you're really going to need to do more than just lose weight. Yes, you want to lose weight, but blah, blah, blah. So cortisone injections will help. That's what they're hearing, right? We have to counter that. Pain pills, muscle relaxers, that's what they're getting pushed. We have to address these things, right? We got to talk about the dangerous side effects. They're using braces or walkers, physical therapy, taking fish oil. So whether you have those things in your practice and you can align with them, or you don't have them and you want to show another way, you can talk to that. Because Robert Collier always said, you want to enter the conversation that's going on in their mind. So we want to know, what are they thinking? So you need to answer these questions. So write those questions down. What are my customers saying? What are they hearing? What are they seeing on TV? If they've got neck pain or back pain or headaches, what are the things that are they being offered and hearing are the things that are going to work? What are their doctors, their medical doctor telling them? So we've got to know those. And then what are they feeling, right? What are they thinking? We've got to understand. That's what empathy is all about, understanding how they're feeling and how they're struggling. They're embarrassed to rely on others, right? Their spouse has to take them everywhere, help them dress in the morning. They're trapped at home. They tried everything. They're hopeless, maybe depressed. Does life have to be this painful? They may think that life is just going to be this painful for the rest of their life. We've got to address that. Loss of intimacy, right? Get your relationship back with your spouse. When's the last time you put an article out about that and how you may be able to help with that? So take all these, and then you start to create that edutainment. You start to create that content to address these, meet them where they are. That's the biggest thing I'm trying to get across here. Meet them where they are so they feel you understand, and then you can share what you do and how you can help people with this type of thing. And then we go to Hell versus Heaven Island. You got to understand, people right now, when they contact you, typically it's like something's on fire. They're in Hell Island, right? and they want to get over to heaven and feel good again. So when we look at it, okay, what's their hell island? Chronic knee pain, sleepless nights, stress with spouse, disconnected from spouse, missing out on the golden years, all these things you see there. But heaven, where we want to get them is relief from pain, can walk their dog around the block. They're energetic, lots of family time, traveling, playing with the grandkids, maybe playing golf with their buddies again, being able to enjoy retirement, walking at flea markets, just independence, being able to do things on their own, being able to drive, being able to go to church and not worry about falling down, right? So then we take those things and put them into a paragraph. After stem cell therapy, been able to walk around my dog around the block. I've been energetic, full of hope. So what I want you to do is think of what's the hell island that your person is on. What does heaven look like to them? So what you do is you meet them where they are, but you're also going to say, 6 months down the road, if you could walk your dog around the block again, if you could travel more and golf, would that be worth it, right? And so you're future pacing them into what that's going to look like. And what's going to happen if you don't? Do you think you're going to get stuck at home and, how's your dog going to be if, you can't walk them, and how are you going to feel? And so address the health stuff. You got to address the pain, but you can share what the future may look like. So make sure you're focused on hell versus heaven island as well. So different objections, right? So let's think about this. How are we different? What objections are we dealing with? They're on hell island. They need to get to heaven. So we touch on the symptoms of hell, get them to heaven, let them know why it's different, what we will do, right? They're saying, like, is this really going to work for me, right? You've tried this, you've tried this, you tried this. And the reason it's not working is because X, Y, and Z. The reason we do it this way is because what we found is when you do these things together, you not only adjust and realign, but you're strengthening to hold it there, and you're going to get a better result all along when you do it together. So come up with that symptom and make them an offer. So what do people want? People don't want more information, right? We think that if we give them the latest article on this or the latest medical report on X, Y, and Z, they don't want information. They want relief from their problem. And if you can show them that you understand where they are and you understand where they want to go and that you've helped a lot of people, we've got to simply say, they don't have to be complicated. We keep it simple and say, this is the simple solution to what you're dealing with, and we can help you with that, right? So that's what they want. Just always focus your information on giving them what they want, not just information. And that's why we call it edutainment, is because we want to educate, but keep it entertaining, because they don't just want content. So let's talk about an offer. They need to want it, right? You need to paint a picture or a mind movie in their head, like chronic pain means nothing, right? So is your crippling back pain fixable without surgery? Take advantage of da-da-da-da, right? So what you're doing is, bringing up the question that's already in their mind and telling them to take advantage of this offer. So having trouble getting a good night's rest because you're throbbing back pain, get instant relief inside da-da-da-da. As you have trouble sitting at work, is it affecting your ability to work? Are you in pain and grumpy all day? Get instant pain relief with da-da-da-da, right? So you can talk about the mind movie. I mean, you can get more specific than that. Every day while you're at work, is that just 6 hours of pain sitting down? Your boss is getting frustrated with you and if you can meet them, if you understand what their pain is and kind of talk about that, they can see it in their mind. They'll start to create the mind movie. You just have to talk about it. It brings it up, and they'll really start to understand where you're going with it, and it'll be real to them, right? And so when we do that, we want to sell in the gap. So when we talk about selling in the gap, here's what we're talking about. So why are they not getting relief now? Why is their pain not gone away? And if you could get instant relief, would you want some help? Offer the alternative to what they've tried, right? So the gap is the gap that there's nothing there. They've tried all these other things. You have to have something different. That's what I mean by selling the gap. It's having something different. And what do they hate about the current solution? Fill the gap and let them know they don't need the current solution. They need this new thing, right? And so You don't have to talk bad about another thing. Let's just say they're doing physical therapy and it's not working. Like, what do you wish was better about your physical therapy treatment? What do you wish they would do that they're not doing now, right? So you don't have to slam them. Hey, no problem. Let's, we can help you with that. You don't want to put anyone down, but you can also get information out of them about what they don't like about it. But make sure yours is different. Make sure that you understand why they're not getting pain relief now and why their pain has not gone away. So again, with the different objections, they're thinking, you guys are always thinking this, it won't work for me. Oh, I've tried chiropractic, I've done this, I don't like it, it's hurt, I've tried that before. So what have they tried? And I guarantee they've probably tried chiropractic, and it's not about your product or your service, it's about what they've tried and why you are different, right? Maybe you do a light adjusting technique, right? Maybe you do a different technique that they don't have to lay down, or maybe you do just more muscle and stretching, or maybe you do alongside with strengthening that, if they didn't do that before, they didn't get the long lasting result. So they don't want to have to do anything. They've seen it all. And so you're setting yourself up as something different, something new, and something that really is really simple to take advantage of. So the solution, like I said, has to be easy, has to be simple. So the number one way to kill a sale, you guys, is to tell them they have to do something, right? So we've got to tell people, hey, it's super easy to get set up. We're going to go ahead, we're going to call you. We'll get everything set up. We'll get you directions. We'll make sure it's super easy to get in the office. So laying out the program, showing them exactly what's going to happen, how easy it is, and the solution has to be outside of themselves. Look, leave it up to us. We're going to help you do this, right? We're going to help you get the results that you want, because people don't think they can do it, right? Once they get in the office, we can start to motivate them and give them that confidence. But when they're a lead and we're trying to get them in, it's got to be easy. It's got to be like, okay, they're going to help me. I don't have to do a ton of stuff. And they have to want to do your solution more than they want money, right? Because if they're saying they don't want it, what they're saying is that if they come in and sit down and they're like, yeah, I can't do this, it's too expensive. What they're saying is that what you've told me does not hold as much value to me as the money that you're asking me for, right? If someone told you they could cure you of cancer, how much money would you pay? Whatever it takes, right? Do a payment plan, take out a loan. It doesn't matter, because the value is there. So when someone says, I can't afford it, that's not going to work for me, it's too much money, what they're saying is that you have not given enough value. I don't think what you're selling, what you're doing, is going to get me the result that I want. I don't think the value is there. So I'm going to jump into something else here real quick. And again, as you go back, you'll be able to look at this stuff, because there's a lot of information here. We always talk about before and after someone does something, right? Before they come in, after they come in. And so we go through this thing, this little graph, and I'm going to show you in a second. You're going to love this. I think you should do this yourself. So we talk about what they have before and after, how they feel before and after, what their average day is like before and after, and what their status is before and after. So I'm going to show you an example right here. This is what I have put together. These are like boards out of my office and things that I would do when I would build offers. So it may be a little bit hard to see there, but you can see on the left side, or right in the middle, the feel, average day, status, and have, right? And you've got the hell and heaven. So the hell's before, the heaven is after. And so what I started to do is, how do they feel when they're in hell, right? When they're before they get treatment. And so we talk about how they feel, right? Tired, depressed, sad. All those things you saw on the heaven and hell island is those feelings, right? What's their average day like? Can you talk to them about, what work is like, what it's like picking up their kids, what it's like getting out of bed, what it's like going to bed, trying to sleep, not sleeping? What are the things that are keeping them up at night? What is that average day before, and what's that like after? You guys all need to do this chart. You need to go down through these and then figure out and think about, and you can ask a lot of your patients and find a lot of this stuff out. So status is really important, right? So status is really one of the big reasons people do things, right? So there's always, let's say a guy goes and gets a new Mercedes, convertible, $100,000 car. There's always the reason that he tells his wife he gets it, and there's a reason that he really gets it, right? So you have to understand that's where the status comes in. He's going to tell his wife, hey, This thing has 5-star safety rating. This thing's going to last forever. You know, we're going to get the best bang for our buck. It's got unlimited warranty. The service is free with it, blah, 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 blah. So he'll say all these things to maybe sell the spouse. But the reason he really wants this thing is how he looks when he shows up at the country club, right? It's how he looks when he shows up at a conference and all his buddies and colleagues see what he's driving, how successful he is. That's why people will get Starbucks coffee versus Dunkin' Donuts. They want to have that status. Or why someone stays at the Ritz-Carlton versus the Holiday Inn, right? There's status stuff. Every decision we make has to do with status. Our clothes, right? Our clothes are a testament of our status. You know, there's some people that, you know, are totally fine shopping at TJ Maxx, and then there's some people that only buy stuff that's in the Rob report, right? So it's, you know, $1,000 shirts and whatnot. People do stuff for status. They'll pay a lot of money for status. And it's just like Napoleon said back in the day. Napoleon said, I found out that men will do almost anything, even die, for a little bit piece of colored ribbon, right? Just to be that 4-star general, just to be that, you know, 5-star general. Guys will risk their lives, give everything to have that status. We all do stuff for status. So understand, status is an issue with your patients that are in pain, right? Status of being healthy, being young, right? That all the anti-aging stuff there, people don't want to look old. They don't want to feel old. They don't want to be that person in their group of friends, right? They want to be the healthy person, the active, the energetic. Those are status things. So don't forget about those, right? This is another thing, talking about selling to the gap. But I'm telling you guys, get whiteboards, you know, write these things down, figure out, okay, Hell Island, before, after, what do we want to do? And let's write all this stuff down before we start doing advertising, so we know exactly what to say and how to talk to people. So I want to get into writing killer ads right now. Marketing 101 is that there's 3 aspects of this: message, market, media, right? So the message is what we're saying. What I'm talking about right now with all this stuff, Hell Island and you know, Heaven Island, that there's a specific message that we're crafting around that based on that specific person. So the market, right? If we're going to the teenage market versus the Medicare market, the message is going to be totally different, right? So our market that we're getting for neck pain, back pain, headaches, what is the message that they need to have? And that's what all that stuff we just went over is all about, building that right message for your market. And then media, what media are they looking at? What media are they using? You know, a while ago, there weren't many Medicare people, age folks that were on Facebook. Now they're all on there, right? People are on there all the time. They're searching, they're Google searching, they're doing those things, right? So are they still reading newspapers? Are they still watching TV, right? Are they using regular TV? Or are they using Roku and Chromecast and those types of things? So you've got to understand how to talk to your people. Well, first of all, know who that person is, right? That's the knee pain Nancy. Then the message is the empathy. It's the Heaven versus Hell Island. And then the media is knowing where that market is, what they're looking at, and what they're reading. That's marketing 101. Once you understand that, all of a sudden marketing gets a lot easier. So message, cut through the clutter. There's so much clutter out there, guys. People are scrolling through their Facebook, scrolling through. There's a million advertisements they see a day. Make your message valuable in and of itself, right? Educate them and spark curiosity with a bit of news aspect to it. So one of the things I did was I wrote my own book. And she had mentioned that, so I've got my book, Good Back, Bad Back, right? This is a book that is valuable in and of itself. And I could give this out as a business card, and believe me, people would take that, share with their friends. We would get tons of new patients from it. So educate them, spark curiosity with a news aspect to it. Curiosity and news are 2 of the biggest things. When you're writing a message, if you can write something that has some news element to it, it can pique their curiosity. It's a huge thing. So what my best ad we ever did for stem cells was, could stem cells be dangerous? That was my headline, right? Because curiosity, like, oh my gosh, are these things dangerous? And news, it was stem cells was kind of like this new thing. So it went into the fact that if you do the wrong thing, if you do it the wrong way, it can be dangerous. You got to find a right, reputable person. And that led them into our office and how we do things. So, and again, enter the conversation that's going on in their mind. We talked about that, and give wonderful, valuable information and tips that people may cut out and save, right? Hey, how to lose weight in 90 days. Maybe that's something they'll keep on their nightstand, or they'll keep it on their phone. They'll bookmark that page, right? And they'll stay on your website to get that information. Make it too valuable to throw away or delete. Maybe they'll put a flag or star it in their email inbox to be able to go back to it. Make your stuff super, super valuable. So Gary Bencivenga is one of the top copywriting guys in the world. He wrote for several magazines. He's written ads you've probably seen, but he did a lot of stuff with, I think, like Guidepost and some of these other little books that you can get that would sell all kinds of cool stuff. But he had a persuasion equation that he taught people at a special seminar called the Seminar 100. He only gave one seminar in his life to the top 100 copywriters in the world at that time. And so he went through this. I've got a copy of this on video. Talks about an urgent problem, unique promise, unquestionable proof, and user-friendly proposition, and why they should act now, okay? So let's get into this real quick. What typically happens? What are the objections that your people have? Like if they look at an ad of yours, if they look at an article of yours, what are ways to exit, why they would leave? First of all, no time, right? So I don't have time to get that done. I don't have time to go to the doctor. I don't have time. So we fix this with an urgent problem or Cracker Jack secret. Cracker Jack secret was every time you'd open that box of Cracker Jacks, you want that silly little thing inside, see what it is. It's that curiosity. What's the curiosity thing that you can do for that person? So curiosity is a huge thing, Cracker Jack type secret, an urgent problem, right? If you let your back pain go, you know, what is that going to mean to you in 2, 3, 5 years from now when you're not able to walk and then you have to go to the surgeon as opposed to the chiropractor, right? Urgent problem, get this fixed now or else kind of a thing. No interest, fix with urgent problem. Again, talking about we're educating them with edutainment, but we're educating them, piquing their interest and curiosity with this urgent problem and talking to them about what it is, right? Tony Robbins always said you got to hurt them before you help them. And it may sound bad, but most people, what do? We minimize our problems. Oh, I'll be fine. I'll deal with that later. That's not a big deal. I can deal with it. I'm tough. I can pull up my bootstraps. That's what people are saying. And we've got to have an urgent problem and say, look, no, it's not okay. If you fix this now, you're going to be way better off 10 years from now, 20 years from now. If you wait, there's no telling, right? So next thing, no perceived difference. If they don't think there's any difference between you and the chiropractor down the street or the physical therapist or taking pain pills, right? They may think taking pain pills is the same as going to chiropractor or maybe even better, right? So what's the unique promise, right? What makes you different? We talked about this a lot today. What makes you different? If you don't have something that is different about you, well, it could be a guarantee. It could be a guarantee of being able to get in right away. You're not going to spend all day there. You know, if you're not happy, we'll do everything we can to get you better. Whatever your uniqueness is, it could be your technique. But usually the service aspect is really the better thing these days, is really showing people how you're better from a service side of things, as opposed to, how can you make it more simple and easy for them to do? And that can make you unique over other people. Think of the drive-through at a fast food place, right? That was convenience. That was a unique promise. When Wendy's invented the drive-through, that was a unique thing that made them better and got people to come there. So no belief. You've got to have unquestionable proof. There's a lot of people, I don't believe in chiropractic, right? Well, what is the proof that we can get? There's a guy named Jerry Spence, who is the most successful trial lawyer of all time, never lost a case. And he said the number one thing that he went into the courtroom with was a preponderance of proof. I mean, just so much proof that no one could deny anything that he was saying. And so having that unquestionable preponderance of proof, you've got to be focused on getting that information. The last thing is no decision, right? If they don't have a reason to act now, then there's no reason to make a decision. If they say, I'm going to go home and think about it, right? That is because you didn't give them a user-friendly proposition. It's super easy to get started. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go out here and get this scheduled. We've already got your insurance verified. We'll go ahead and go through that. We'll set up, we'll make sure all the finances aren't an issue. We'll get that done, and we'll get started. We'll get you adjusted right now. Sound good? You make it easy, step by step. This is what we're going to do so that they can make that decision and make it really easy for them. So we're jumping back to omnipresence, about being everywhere. Let me just jump into this a little bit about the money aspect of it. You can stay in front of 20,000 people for $4 to $5 grand a month in ad spend, and that's a lot of ad spend for that. You could probably do it for like 2 or 3, but I just wanted to, overestimate. But if you're in front of the same like 20,000 people within 5 miles of your practice, you can be the dominant force, the dominant person in the market, and send messages to your list to get them to raise their hand and follow them with omnipresence. So you're saying, hey, click on this link to do this. Hey, go ahead and sign up here, do this. And then once they do that, then you can follow them around. When they go to a specific page, you can have ads follow them around, or edutainment, right? Not just ads, information, education that is sent in a fun way that connects with them on that empathetic level, where you're talking about where they were, where they want to go. See how all this stuff works together? And if you do this stuff together, have the right message to your market and the right media, everything changes. So create multiple offers to get different segments for different services. You've got stuff for back pain, neck pain, ankle pain, whatever. Offer different things. Make it look different. Make it seem different. People want new stuff. They don't want the same thing over and over again. So we don't care if they consume the content. You could put out, I've put out a ton of videos, a ton of emails, a ton of all kinds of stuff to my patients. Honestly, most people that watch like the first 5 minutes and just like you and trust you, they're the ones that are going to call in and set up and be your best patients. The ones that watch the whole thing and want to critique it are probably going to be your least good patients. So, kind of like those really detail-oriented people. So you really don't have to worry about, if they consume the content. Just get it out there, get good information out there, and make sure it's connecting with them on an emotional level. So what we do with omnipresence is day 1 through 14, you kind of like show the method of this is our treatment, this is what we do, kind of get them to buy in on the concept, the philosophy, the problem, the method, right? Here's the problem, here's how you fix it, here's how you don't fix it, this is what we do. Value around the method, how we're different, show a lot of third-party accreditation, testimonials, get them comfortable with you as a spokesperson, right? So you've got that going the first couple weeks. After that, then we're showing the solution even deeper, like here's more testimonials, here's exactly how we do it, here's step 1, step 2. And then those last basically 40 days there, all kinds of content. Blog articles that you have, articles that you're writing, third-party credibility, frequently asked questions, right? Case studies, specific conditions, targeting all those different things. This is a 60-day omnipresence program where anyone that raises their hand or shows up, does anything to contact you, you can follow them around and just be that dominant force. And again, once people see you 120 times, they've got that illusory truth effect where basically it's like, okay, I trust these people. It just happens. It's a reality in the world. So one thing I want to finish up on here, this is the last big slide I want to show you. So we made this list on what our customers are interested in. And so we have articles written about these things. So the first section is pain relief. And that topic, so we'll talk about exercises to get rid of pain relief, common mistakes, why people stay in pain, right? Aging. We have habits that can keep you young, how-to keep you young. Listicles, that's like, what are the top 7 ways to decrease your, how old you feel? What are the, top 3 ways to feel young again? And then product reviews. You can do product reviews about, things you have in your office that we talked about, or even other things that you see that you like that you want to share with people. Recipes, you can read all those there. Lifestyle, treatments, right? So these are the 5 categories that we have articles written that we put together. And we do this actually for a lot of docs, is we'll actually do content for them to send out to their list. But with this, we can get all this information out to them, entertain them, give them good information, something they want to keep, a recipe, lifestyle stuff. They know that we're in their corner as the authority, and they see us just as that educator, right? The sad thing is, in this world, is that if someone heard some heart surgeon say something on a program versus the regular person hearing Dr. Oz say something, they're going to listen to Dr. Oz because a celebrity, he's the authority, he's the spokesperson, he's out there, right? He's got that. He's built the authority. So he may not be as good of a doctor, as probably not, as the other guy because he's not really practicing and whatnot, right? But people will listen to Dr. Oz over the heart surgeon or the neurologist because they just have the celebrity, right? They've got the authority. You've got to build your own authority for your office. So these are ways that you can do that. This is a nice recipe to go by so you can write articles on this. Like, yeah, I can do one of those a week and send that out to people. So this is an example right here, like 3 common habits that cause chronic knee pain. What big pharma doesn't want you to know about pain meds? This other one's like 7 travel destinations that are easy on the knees. Like, here's 7 places you can go, even if you have knee pain. And then we talk about at the bottom, hey, if you're still having knee pain, let us know and we can help you out, right? So those are the things that we put together. And then I'm just going to skip this video. So making edutainment, what we do is, we make videos, and you can do them for YouTube, Facebook, more. Just plan an editorial calendar, right, for what information you want to get out. And then you can start making videos about that. You can make articles about it, script out a video, record it, have it edited, upload it, and just aim for 1 video a week that you can get out, get a message, be the spokesperson for your practice, even if they're not going to see you. You don't necessarily have to make it all about you. Make it about your practice. Make it about what you do. Make it about chiropractic. Make it about the service that you're doing. So make sure you're getting that information out there. So if you look at 3 ways to boost your marketing, setting yourself up to convert more leads is number 1, getting them to know, like, and trust you. And I gave you specific ways to do that. Omnipresence, how to stay in front of people, illusory truth effect. Just understand the more they see you, the more they're going to trust you, know you, and refer to you, all those types of things. And make sure you're getting content to attract, educate, keep them excited. But again, you go back to understanding how they think, what they're thinking about, what they want out of life, where they are now, and showing that empathy to connect with them. So hopefully that is probably the fastest I could go through the biggest marketing breakthroughs that we've had over the last 15 years of putting all this stuff together, and really how we put things together. And I don't think I put anything in here. If you guys do want to contact me, talk to me about this stuff, I do have a link. It's just a bit.ly link. And I don't know, Christy, is there a good way for me to get that to them, or if they just want to do a call with me just to talk about their business?
Yeah. So I'm going to pop you back up here. If you will click on that little box that says chat, you can post it as a comment to everybody. Oh, send to everybody. Okay, cool. There we go. I'll put that in there. And this is just a way. This is just a link to my calendar. Is all it is. This is not like a charge or anything. I do like 15-minute calls with folks to just kind of talk about their practice, what they're dealing with, and feel free to ask me any questions and everything. So let me get this. I'm just going to copy and paste it for you guys. I love when we have webinars and I'm taking notes, which is why I was like, you're like, launch that video. I'm like, hold on, let me finish writing what you That's great. Cool. If y'all have any questions for Dr. Gray, you can type them in the chat box now. I feel like they're unusually quiet today. Hopefully I didn't, I know it's fast. You may need to go back and watch it again. Because that was a ton of information. But happy to answer any questions while you guys got me on here. Which is so funny because I told you I was going to get a lot of emails about that, and I did. The whole time you were talking, I kept seeing the email numbers go up, and I would flip over there, and I just replied. I copied and pasted where it said webinar recording will be sent out within the next hour or two to everybody. Cool. Very good. So I hope it was helpful. I hope that helps you guys grow your practice, do more with it. We help docs do this stuff, but I think with that, you guys can make a difference on your own. But we're here to help, if you want us to help you do that. Oh, here we go. See, do you prefer content to be made? Questions, of course.
see, do you prefer content to be made by the office itself, or how do you feel about generated or subscribed content? So I personally like to have control over it, because what I like to do is focus on, what do we want to talk about this week? Whether it's, if you're doing a knee pain protocol, or, just dealing with chronic back pain, what I like to do is have that content. I'm going to clarify this. Like one piece of content like that's yours a week. Now, when you're on Facebook, one of the things that we would do is we would go to this website. I think it was called BuzzSumo, like BuzzSumo, and we would look up like what's trending, right? And we'd find the most popular articles on back pain or neck pain and see if it fit with what we were doing. And we would share those links and say, hey, we just found this really cool article on back pain. And you literally, one of the things that we've done is in Google, you can go into Google and you can tell it, hey, send me notifications on really, back pain treatments, or send me notifications on chiropractic testimonials or whatever. And so you can set it up to send you something every day, once a week, once a month, but you can get that stuff. And so you can share it, because that's, if you just aggregate content and take it and share it with people, I mean, think about, there's so many places and sites out there, but they make their whole living off of taking other people's content and sharing it, right? So there's plenty of stuff out there that I would encourage you to take it and share it, as long as it fits your philosophy and your values, right? Do that, but have your own. Have your own that you do once a week, that you can get out there. And again, it doesn't have to be a video. We focus a lot just on email, getting that information to patients, so that they can take it and do something with it, use it, and it's valuable for them. So definitely make some yourself, but share as much content that fits with your values, because it just shows activity. It shows that you're just sharing to try to help people. And when you share to try to help people, it just puts you in a better light. And they're like, oh man, these guys, no matter what, they're just trying to get me the best information to share with others. So it's that's the way to go. That's how I would answer that one.
That was a really great question.
Yeah, because one of the things that always bothered me when I was, kind of getting this stuff started, was I'd be like sitting at my desk in between patients and thinking, like, well, what do I do right now? What do I do to get more new patients? What would, like this successful guy be doing right now? And do I need to do content? What do I need to do? And I think having like one piece of content a week is huge, and it's well worth your time. So in those downtimes, make sure that you're consistently emailing and communicating with your people. And that can be one of your things that sets you apart, is you have that relationship. People want relationships now. They don't want a transaction. You're literally getting a lead to start building that relationship with them. You start building that relationship with them. We've had patients that, signed up for something, and then a year later, they're like, oh, we've been getting your emails for a year, and we love what you do, and I've got this back problem now, right? So one of the things that really kills me is so many folks that we've done marketing for, and they'll have all kinds of leads that they get. Let's say they get 50 leads this month, and they get 5 of them in. Now, for some reason, those other 45, they never talk to them again. They never reach out to them, never do anything. And it's just like, oh my gosh, you guys, the leads are raising their hand just to say, I'm interested in this, and they may want information now, and they may make a decision later. So always build those relationships. Realize all those leads have value, whether that's today, tomorrow, next month, next year. So always be reaching out, building a relationship, because there's so many people right now that they'll just try to get leads, they'll just try to get new patients, and then they forget about them, right? And then they're just going on to the next thing. Really focus on building a tribe, right? That's what a brand is. A brand is a tribe, a relationship, and people that just love you and want to talk about you everywhere you go. So
totally agree. And I love it because even in that one slide where it says when they're interested in this, we talk about this. Like if they're interested, you talk about posting recipes and the whole exercising and stretching. There's so many different things that you can do to appeal to your community to draw a following where they start liking and following you and looking to you as an expert before they ever look to you for a solution to back pain, headaches, my favorite, plantar fasciitis, if people are really into running, or my favorite chiropractor that I utilized in being that I worked in chiropractic for 5, 6, 7 years. One of my foster children had some issues that we needed addressed. Nobody here locally was really focused on pediatric chiropractic. Somebody said, well, have you ever seen Dr. Tony Ebel on Facebook? And I was like, no. So I searched him out. I spent 2 days watching every video the man had ever posted on his Facebook page and reached out to him. And he ended up helping our chiropractor here for that treatment. But it was so interesting is because when we talked about it, everybody knew who he was because they remembered his videos. And I loved when you said it's that whole edutainment. And I was like, that is such an incredible word.
Yeah. Yep. It's huge. That's what people want anymore. I mean, that's when you look at the stuff that's, going viral and this type of information, not silly cat videos and stuff like that, like we talked about before, Christy, but with this type of information, it's got to be entertaining and fun. I mean, that's what those shows are. That's what the Dr. Oz show is. It's what Dr. Phil, it's what, the doctors, all that. It's edutainment. That's what it is. They have something to share, but in an entertaining way.
I totally agree. And for the record, Dr. Gray and I are not watching cat videos.
We are not.
We are not. So I just want to thank everyone for being up here today, for joining us on this webinar. And it's been a long month since we've all been together. So our next webinar will take place in 2 weeks, and it's all about the ladies in August. That wasn't meant to be that way. It just happened to work out that way. But I am super, super excited. Some of these ladies you may recognize from being presenters in the past, but we have a new one. Dr. Chris Petrucco, she teaches at Logan. So I'm super excited. We're going to be talking about women and chronic pelvic pain. It's super exciting. It's been a very hot topic all around the country for the last 18 months. And I'm so, so happy. It's taken months to be able to work this into her schedule, and she will be worth the wait. Then we have a Kathy Mills-Chang who's going to be talking about safe and compliant marketing, because again, it's an interesting thing when I teach in person. The first thing I do when I land is open up Facebook so I can screenshot people's ads. And then we talk about them after I take everybody's name out of it and use them as examples. And so Kathy's going to be, she's where I got that idea from. And then we're going to be talking about 5 ways to run a low overhead, high profit, stress-free practice from my dear friend, Dr. Margie Smith. So I'm super excited about the lineup. And then we only have one in September because of the holiday, but we have maybe 5 or 6, 7 webinars left for the year. But also in September, we'll be launching Back Talk the podcast. And we'll be sending out more information about that as well. So thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks. If you have any questions for Dr. Gray and you're watching this as a recording, just email me, Christy@ChiroHealthUSA.com, and I will connect you with Dr. Gray to get those questions answered. Y'all have an amazing rest of your day and a fabulous week. And I will see y'all in 2 weeks. Bye, y'all.